Alright, hello everybody, welcome to LiveStream on the Moonshine number 293. Tonight we're going to be playing a game I found in my library, a game that I've owned for some time, called The Letter. Came out in 2017, it's a horror visual novel where 7 people fall prey to a vicious curse. They will discover that horror arrests not from the shadows lurking about, but within themselves. To what ends will one go in order to survive? It looks pretty interesting here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm streaming this on Twitch. I'll put this up on YouTube when I'm done. And looks like a pretty good game. Came out, like I said, 2017, 88% positive reviews over just over 1,100 reviews. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started on this with this stream here. So let's go ahead and get started right now, guys, with The Letter. So here we go, guys. It's here. Give me just a second here while I change the game capture. The Letter. Alright. Okay. Sound. I've already adjusted the sound. We have character volume, so I guess there's some different characters that'll be read to us. And, oops, not the gallery, that's what I want to say. Okay, so there's 7 chapters, so we know that now. And we can earn all this stuff here. Cool. Alright, well, let's hope it's a good game. I have no idea. Oh, God. Prologue. The Ermengarde Mansion. It was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermengarde of Loxbourne, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people. Okay. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. Under their influence and wealth, what was once a small, sleepy village grew to a prosperous and bustling town. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of a great plague. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their only child, Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. Alright, I like the sound effects of the rain. The mansion had stood since the 1620s, a witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte committed suicide, the great house was eventually left uninhabited. And that is when it began. Surrounding villagers spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, of cries and howls that filled the nights, and hearsay of a mysterious woman roaming the hallowed halls aimlessly. People who dared enter its walls were simply never heard from again. Oh my. Even after 400 years, these stories remained, much like the house itself. Whispers about the once great house, its legend, and its curse still fall upon the villagers' ears. In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax. With little regard for the truth, they had Brer Realty Corporation place the property back on sale. Oh boy. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside await to be discovered by some brave souls. No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse. Dun dun dun. Good luck. Isabella. Incoming call. Rose.
Hello? Isabella? Are you there? Where are you?
Okay. So that's pretty cool, but I think we need to adjust the volume settings here a little bit. Just turn the volumes down just a tad. Maybe like that. Apply. Hopefully that'll work better. Okay, so she says, hey, hello, Isabella, are you there? Where are you? A familiar, jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey, Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
Again, we're still way too loud. Okay. Maybe turn the sound effects down a little bit. Maybe turn the music down a little bit. Let's try that. So Isabella says, hey, Rose, I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter? It's a mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late.
Oh, damn.
Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised. Oh my god, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you?
I like the voice acting. It looks like it's pretty well done.
You chickened out.
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here.
Damn.
This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless.
Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there.
I know. I just wish I could live in a place like this. It really takes my breath away.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted.
Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all.
Yeah, ghosts aren't real.
And even if they are, which they are not, they can't do anything. They're nothing but spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now, and they might not be happy with you enough to curse you.
Yeah.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, what she said.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Well, I agree with Isabella. I agree with both of them.
Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it.
Look at her face. Look at her face.
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up. Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored being here on my own.
Fine, fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
How long is soon? And she hangs up before I can respond. Rose, still charming as ever.
Who was that?
I look up from my phone to see Rebecca. Becca, giving me a questioning look.
Oh, that? It's just Rose.
So I guess we're assuming the role of Isabella at least now.
The one who trained you? You're working together again?
Just for this property. We've been scoping out that big mansion down Ansem Village after the renovations. Today's sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon.
Hold on. Is this the same mansion you've been telling everyone about? Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps?
Well, yeah.
You actually went there? And you're going back?
Alright, one more time, guys. Let's turn the volume of these characters down just a little bit more. Okay.
Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her. And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living. What's so funny?
Nothing. It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character. I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out ever since you got assigned to it.
Damn it, man. These voice actors are just... They're all just a little bit too loud, so let's just move them all down. Try this. Like, lowering the all volume doesn't seem to be really lowering their volume that much. Okay. So Becca says, I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about this place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Curse rumors and all.
I honestly thought you'd back out.
Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it.
Yeah, what do you want a huge amount of cash for, Isabella?
Plus, listen to this. Briar Realty wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus.
Huge.
They never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier. They're desperate, I'm desperate, it's perfect.
Mm-mm. A sympathetic look crosses over her face.
You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me.
Oh, yeah.
Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
I have to keep myself from groaning out loud. In all the years that I've known her, I can already tell what to expect once she has that expression.
Becca!
Huh.
I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks.
She crosses her arms and grimaces at the thought. Well, I mean, who likes to... I don't think anybody likes to know that people they care about or a long friend or whatever, you know, is living on fucking ramen noodles or whatever. That would suck. Yeah. Her voice slightly rises as she begins to scold me. Instantly, I'm reminded of why Becca excels at teaching boisterous teenagers. That's funny.
Stop eating junk! They're cheap, but they're not good for you. You'll definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it.
Here we go again. Should I say I eat other things too? You're not my mom. I think I'll say I'll eat other things too. Take the lesser of two evils here.
Hey! I eat other things too.
Okay. That sound effect was really loud, so we're going to turn the sound effects down as well. Jesus Christ, the sound effects are just loud here. Alright. Alright. I eat other things too, she says. I fold my arms across my chest, just like Becca here, mimicking her posture, yep, and giving her the best frown I can muster. The same one I'd used with my younger siblings when they were being difficult. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me. I like
That's
that.
not going to work on me. And I saw it when you were cleaning your flat last week. The instant noodle cups outnumber everything else.
You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet? I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there.
That's funny. Becca's wrinkling her nose by the time I get to the end of my small list. He even went a little green on the last one. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it would only lead to more reprimands from her.
Aren't those the same ones you won from the grocer's raffle more than a year ago?
Oh man. She's starting to sound like me, guys. She's starting to fucking sound like me. Keeping around canned green beans and stuff like that and canned vegetables for years.
Oh, I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before eating them. I don't want a repeat of last year.
What happened last year?
In any case, those are still not exactly healthier choices, Belle.
She shakes her head, possibly laughing at some funny, distant memory. And when she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her. Sometimes it's just better to let Becca go ahead and talk until she's out of things to say. But when she turns her attention back to me, there's only warmth in her smile. Aww.
What am I going to do with you?
And she says this more to herself than to me. Her voice is shifting to something kinder, even motherly, if I'm looking for the exact word.
I hope you know that it's impossible not to worry about you when you're like this. You don't have to keep eating the same thing. Didn't I tell you before? You're always free to reheat my leftovers.
Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me.
Yeah?
You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no. You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money. And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself.
Yeah? I understand
You
that.
and your pride.
Pride.
Suit yourself.
That is what it's all about, is pride. Let's be honest, right?
The offer stays on the table, though.
Well, of course she has to get that in there. I nod in response, if only to give her the drop to the topic. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. Ever. It has nothing to do with pride. Sure it does. I've simply seen plenty of times how friendships can take a turn for the worse, just because of a few unpaid debts. Well, that's true too. I don't want something like that to happen between me and Becca. We may argue about a lot of small petty things, but she already feels like a real sister to me. I don't want to lose that friendship over something so trivial like money. Becca's movements when she takes a quick glance at something behind me snaps me out of my thoughts.
Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute. We can catch up later. Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale.
Yeah, okay.
You bet!
You won't need your money, Becca, if she gets that sale, I'm just saying. And with a smile, she returns to her desk and begins sifting through the pages of a rather thick history book. She's probably working on next week's lesson plan. Or trying, at least. Her eyes are distant, and she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page. As if she's heard my thoughts, Becca starts coughing heavily. Her hand hastily goes to her mouth to stifle the sounds. This is precisely why I followed her here. For someone who makes a habit out of worrying about other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish.
Hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
Right as rain. I level her with a flat look. She has had a cold for a couple of days now. Something about the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And despite my advice to take a week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning. She even left the medicine her doctor prescribed. Look who's being stubborn now. That's kind of funny.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Seriously, you big baby. I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you. I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
Aw. And she offers me a reassuring smile, and I can only sigh at that. Why do I even bother? There is no stopping her once she has decided on something. They both sound pretty stubborn. Defeated, I reach inside my bag and pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. Oh, how sweet of her. She looks at it warily when I place it in front of her. Unfortunately for her, this is one thing I'm not letting her have her way.
All right, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay?
Yep. I do like the voice acting so far, and I like the music. The art is well done. Yeah, so far it's so good. I don't even think we've even begun the drama that will be this movie. We're just kind of getting to know the characters a little bit, getting to know Isabella, getting to know Becca, who I assume is her longtime friend. Yep. And there's an amused gleam in her eyes when she shifts them back to me.
Look who's playing the mother hen now.
Yeah, exactly.
Rebecca!
Okay. I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Before I can retort, she casts another look at the clock. I take that as a sign to finally end the conversation and my short visit. And with a small wave, I leave her alone to her classroom and to her thoughts. October 21st, Friday. Okay. I hail a passing taxi to take me to the property as soon as I leave the school grounds. Starbucks. Not Starbucks, but Starbucks. I love that. Starbucks coffee. That's funny. The mansion is some ways out in the countryside, but I don't have trouble giving the driver directions. Apparently, everyone in Luxborn City knows of it, including every bit of rumor surrounding the place. Wow. In fact, just the mention of its name is enough for locals to give you cautious, sidelong glances. I learned that the hard way the first time I commuted there. and it's only boosted by my belief that there's something more to this house. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up on the market has caused quite a stir. I can see that. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. The place would have become a lot harder to sell otherwise. I avert my eyes from the window once the buildings shrink in the distance. I get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me that we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Rose did ask me to review the mansion's documents. I already looked them over last night, but you never know when things might go wrong. Life has a ways of messing things up like that. Halfway through the reading the papers, my phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it between my ear and my shoulder. It's probably just Rose again anyway.
Rose?
Nope, this is Ash. Okay.
Guess again.
That voice.
Ash.
Bingo.
Hey, what's up?
Just checking if you're still cool later this evening.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah. He even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you later. What time do you get off?
Around 6 p.m.? It's the first day of the Ermengarde Mansion's open house, and we're expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
Ermengarde Mansion?
You know, the big
Uh-oh.
Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village. I'm on my way there right now, actually.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little concerned, I think.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah.
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up.
Shut up!
Ash chuckles, and I can't help but roll my eyes upon hearing it.
I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up.
Whatever. Bye.
Ashhole. She calls him Ashhole. The game calls him Ashhole. That's funny. Stupid Ashhole. Always teasing me whenever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. No. So, October 21st, Friday, the afternoon. Takes a few more minutes until we finally reach the infamous mansion. I have to admit the entire property does look wonderful from the outside. Yet, despite all of this, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. The surrounding area is just silent, and only the rustling of the leaves can be heard as the occasional breeze passes by. While Anselm Village is just a few miles away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose. Damn. Perhaps out of fear, the horror of falling under the mansion's curse. Somehow, it makes me feel sad. The lack of immediate human presence just makes this place all the more eerie than it already has any right to be. And if it's uncanny in broad daylight, if it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can't imagine how this place looks at night. He's got a point there.
You planning to go inside that place, Missy?
Oh boy, even the taxi driver is concerned for her safety. The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes away from the house, I give the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but his only answer is a non-committal hum. Belatedly, it occurs to me that he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare with an apologetic look. I expected him to leave as soon as I paid, but there's a hesitant expression on him, as if something hasn't been said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place.
Oh, damn. Well, let's hear it, Mr. Taxi Driver. What are people saying about this place that's so bad? I mean, rumors, is it really a horror house? I would be very skeptical as well. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, all this shit happens in games and movies, but how many houses and stuff like that are really, really haunted?
Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace, and I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in their house doesn't want to either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house Never lived in there despite inheriting it.
Okay.
No wonder they wanted to get rid of it.
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
He drives off after, but what he said has left a foreboding feeling in my gut. I breathe a heavy sigh as I approach the house. After hearing enough of the rumors, I should have expected the conversation to take that turn. But I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question now. It's not like I have a choice anyway. If I want to get that bonus and that commission, one way or another, I've got to sell this property. The door is ajar when I get to it. However, while my own copy of the keys dangle uselessly in my hand, Rose must have left it open when she arrived here. That's weird. We may be the only people here this early, but I've never known her as someone careless. Uh-oh. So, still in the afternoon, Friday 21st, entering what greets me inside leaves me gaping. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, and searched every nook, cranny, and crevice, and made it completely spick and span. All for the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern-day lords and ladies. But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever. Yeah, with no life, with nobody living there, I can see how it would look pretty lifeless. As though it's going to eat you alive. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what other people had been telling them and leave this damn place alone. Some things in this world are better left alone, never to be disturbed ever again.
Rose?
But she's got to sell the place for the commission, right? So she's got to do this, I guess, if she wants that money, right? I call out.
Rose, I'm here. Where are you?
My voice echoes softly throughout the hallways. Nothing. Oh, who am I kidding? In a place this big, I don't think she'll hear me no matter how deafening the silence is. She could be all the way on the other side of the property for all I know. Quickly, I reach for my phone and dial her number. Uh-oh. What?
The number you have dialed has not been recognized.
Oh boy.
Please check and try again.
That's not good. That's a little creepy. And if the door of the mansion was left ajar, then that does make it seem like Rose got there and came in. So where the hell is Rose? Wow. What do you mean has not been recognized? We were just talking a little while ago. It's not like she was eaten by the house already, was she? Or maybe the ghost did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? Come on. Right? No, Isabella, don't be ridiculous. Exactly, Isabella. This only happens in video games, and obviously this is real. She probably just wandered deeper into the house and lost signal or something. I'm going to dial her number again, hoping the call will actually connect this time. Good luck.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized.
Wow.
Please check and try again.
The definition of insanity, guys, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? But to no avail. Oh boy. I have a very bad feeling about this.
Rose? If you can hear me, please come out. Come on, Rose. This isn't funny. You know this place gives me the creeps.
That is a pretty good acting job, I think, by whoever played Isabella here. I mean, she does kind of sound scared. You know, I'm not saying it would be that hard to sound scared, but she's doing a good job, I think. I'm pretty impressed with the voice acting so far. No answer. This isn't going to work. Oh yeah? This place is so big, she could be anywhere. I need to start looking for her. Oh boy. I take a deep breath before venturing deeper into the mansion. Oh yikes. Taking a couple of steps forward, I notice something move above the grand staircase. Uh-oh.
What the hell? Rose? Rose, is that you?
Yeah, she definitely sounds scared.
Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out. Not coming out, huh? Fine, I'm going.
Is the front door she came in, is it going to actually open, or is it closed shut, never to be opened again? We know what happens in the movies, right? And so many video games where you enter a mansion like this and then you can't get back out. You're stuck inside until you solve the mystery or get killed. Only that's a lie. She's my friend. I can't really leave until I know that she's alright. Yeah, she's just trying to convince her to come out and be like, I'm leaving if you don't come out, Rose. Come on, again, what did I say? The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Come on, Isabel. I try to contact her number again. Come on, please give me something. Please, Lord? Yeah, praying to God now that Rose will answer. Yes, finally! Oh, it's actually ringing. I'm surprised. You gonna answer? No answer.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? Rose, I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you?
And she doesn't respond. There's also heavy static coming from her side. That's not good. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off again before I can get an answer from her.
Rose, come on. Where are you?
And a few moments pass until the static eventually starts to quiet down.
I'm attic.
What? That is fucking horrifying. I'm attic. Sounding like that. Oh my fucking god, dude. That would be terrifying.
What? The attic? Why?
Crap, it cut off. Man, do I really need to go there? I wouldn't want to. With how deep inside the mansion the attic is, there's barely any signal there. No wonder I can't contact her. But why is she there? Yeah, why would she go in a mansion and go up to the attic? That's a little bit concerning. Out of all places, she just has to make up to go fetch her in the creepiest room of this whole place. Is she doing this to get back at me for being late? Whatever, I'll just go. The sooner I meet up with her, the sooner I can feel better about being here. I carefully make my way up the staircase. My legs wobble as I mentally curse the fact that I've chosen real estate instead of picking a career that doesn't involve strange, abandoned houses. Yeah. Upon reaching the top, the grand hallway greets me. Oh boy. It branches out to two major wings of the mansion, the east and the west wing. Windows are open, wind blowing in. Interesting. There are two attics here, one on each side. But the east one has been converted into a storage room of sorts, and somehow I find it less likely for Rose to wander there by herself. Besides, she never did like going into stuffy storage rooms. So I head towards the west wing first, where a simple wooden door at the end of the hall opens into a small room. Inside is another set of steps leading to the second attic. Unlike the grand staircase, though, the stairs to the attic are steep and narrow, made of old stones and covered with a thick coating of dust that kicks up into the air with every step. Damn. Thank God it's still daytime. Right? Absolutely. You imagine doing this at night? If it wasn't for the light streaming through the door behind me, I might easily stumble and fall. With how old the place is, there are no light fixtures to illuminate the cramped passage up. Why they didn't bother to add one here when they renovated, that escaped me. Sheesh, they did it with the rest of the house. And a small bedroom welcomes me at the end. Oh wow, that's a very small bedroom. It looks exactly as it did the last time I'd been here, full of dust, worn out, and faded by time. That's a creepy sound effect in the background. Odd, I thought they had cleaned everything. Did the crew miss this room? Now look at the cobwebs, too. Ugh, cleanliness is the least of my concerns right now. The more pressing matter is Rose. And she's not here. Was I dreaming when I talked to her a little while ago? Did I mishear her? No. It couldn't have been a dream. After all, the creepy ambience of this estate is doing such a remarkable job of making sure I stay alert, awake, and scared to fucking death, right? And I'm sure she said that she's here. Is this a prank, though? Or maybe that phone call was Rose's last message to me before the curse got to her. Oh, shut up, Brain. You're not helping here, right? You're scaring yourself with your imagination. Don't make this scarier than it already is. I agree. But if she's not here, then where the hell is she? Oh, God. Wow, what the hell was that? What the hell? That's exactly what I just said. What the hell was that? That's it. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. We must have angered the spirits living here. I knew disturbing this mansion was a bad idea, right from the very start. But nobody listened to me. Be fucking realistic, they said. They think I'm cuckoo because I believe in curses and ghosts and all of that shit. Me and my outlandish backwater country beliefs. I've always strived to be a model employee. But no, not this time. Hell no. I'm turning back for the sake of my own sanity. Briar Realty can find another agent who is more fucking realistic to tour people around this damn haunted house. Before leaving, I take one last look at the gloomy old room. Just to check.
Huh? What's this?
Uh-oh. My worries about Rose's whereabouts must have caused me to miss it when I first entered the room. But there's clearly something on the floor here. And it looks like...
A letter?
A letter. Well, the game is called A Letter. Lying on the ground just a couple of inches away from my feet. And out of sheer curiosity, I leaned down to pick it up. Oh boy. I like that. I like that animation. I like that. That's really good. Picking up the letter. Strange. I don't recall seeing this the last time I was here. A few days back, me and a few other agents inspected the mansion to prepare for today. I had been the last to look inside the attic and leave, and this certainly hadn't been here before. Someone must have left it in this room since then. Did Rose leave this for me? Was she here just a little while ago? I couldn't have missed her though, could I? There's only one set of stairs leading to the attic. The letter isn't exactly in pristine condition. In fact, it looks really ancient. The paper is so thin and rough, I'm worried it'll fall apart if I so much as touch it. But with great care, I open it, and what I read shakes me to my very core. Oh boy. Yikes! Help me, help me, help me. Nothing but the words help me fills the page, all of it seemingly written with a crimson shaded pen. Yikes. Or is it blood? I gulp. The same phrase just goes on until... The same phrase, until...
Send this to 5 people or else.
Send this to 5 people or else. Oh, yikes.
Or else what?
Right.
Or else what?
As quickly as I can, I scan the back of the paper and peek into the envelope to make sure I'm not missing out on a second page. But there's nothing.
No. Oh, please, no.
My hands tremble as dread creeps over me. That's freaky. The room is suddenly getting colder. I need to get the hell out of here. Holding the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has me frozen on the spot. Oh my god! Holding the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has me frozen on the spot. Yeah, I've already read that, but Jesus. A pair of blood-soaked feet enters my field of vision, covered in gaping wounds, with skin eaten away to reveal flesh, bone, and all manner of things one isn't meant to see. It's too much. All of it is just too much. I want to cry, I want to call for help, but the words catch in my throat. Even my feet won't move, completely paralyzed out of terror. Lord, please help me. Be brave and look up, close my eyes and pray. Let's look up. I'm curious. I need to face it. Story updated. Whoever, whatever those feet belong to, I need to just face it. And if I'm going to die, if they're going to kill me, at least I'll know what my killer looks like. A cold comfort. So with a deep breath, I summon every ounce of courage I have left in me and shift my gaze upwards. Oh my god, that is terrifying, guys. That is absolutely look at that face. That might be one of the most terrifying images I've seen in a long time in a game. That is really freaky. Holy cow. Wow, those eyes though, and the mouth, and the hair. Man, she's really gonna piss her pants here, right? Please, don't hurt me. Oh wow, that is so fucking creepy. That might be the creepiest thing I've seen in a video game in years. Like, this is already so much creepier than like Doka Doka Literature Club, which I read a few years back.
No!
Oh boy. Without thinking, I scrambled towards the door. I struggle to open it, but it won't budge. Oh no.
Stay away! Go away! Please, Lord! Make it go away!
Is it gonna vanish into thin air? Why now? Why won't it open now? My heart sinks as reality dawns in. I'm locked in this room. Locked in with that thing.
Let me out! Let me out! Lord, please, let me out!
It slowly approaches me as I wrench the doorknob violently back and forth. This is pretty terrifying. Holy crap, this is good. Tap Z. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Oh no, 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 no. Ooh, I wasn't expecting to have to do quick time events. Holy cow. It's gone. Where is it? I was close to dying there. Holy shit. Oh no. What? Game over? Okay, let's see if we can tap faster. Okay, I got it. Yes! The door finally swings open and I couldn't have been happier. Damn, you have to tap the shit out of the key. Wasting no time, I leap out the door and don't look back. I think I actually like that you actually have to do something to help yourself escape in the game. And like, you know, most visual novels you just fucking read or whatever, and you don't have any quick time events or anything you actually got to do to try to escape death. That's pretty cool. My feet pound against the floor in rhythm with the loud, fast beating of my heart. By the time I run past the hallway and find myself atop the grand staircase, my chest feels so tight, it feels like it's going to burst. But that's nothing to compare to the feeling of hope the sight of the exit gives me. Racing down the stairs, I breathe, a breathy laugh escapes me, and my shoe slips and I find myself falling. No, Isabel. Until my back hits the ground and pain racks my body. That's the last thing this gal needs, but I could definitely see how that would happen after a scare like what she just had. My head grows fuzzy and my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious. Oh no, not that thing again. No. Go away. She does sound scared. That's a great voice. Great voice acting. And the last thing I see are those feet before all I know is darkness. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. That's freaking horrifying. Is that the end of chapter 1? Not doing anything. We click again. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the insistent buzzing, poking, and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
Isabella.
Somebody's saying Isabella.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swat away at what's nudging persistently at my side. He's like, come on, in a really muffled voice. Holy cow. Can't I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek, and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling. No way.
Isabella? Isabella? Can you hear me? Isabella?
It does sound like Rose. Still in the afternoon on Friday, October 21st. The fog immediately lifts from my mind at the moment I recognize the voice, and my eyes snap open. There, looking down at me, is Rose. Yeah. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face, or trying to at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, only to a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright, and she hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if the light ache in the area indicates anything.
Alright, Isabella, where are we?
You tell me where we are. You came here first.
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st?
Just checking to
Rose.
make sure she's okay.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13,
12 teen.
12 teen? No, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
She's just checked if your injury is in any way serious.
This time, I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her. What with the way she towers over us. Yeah, she's pretty tall. And here, I thought Rose was already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit, an expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have already cost her a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an utmost unreadable expression, before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor during evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily, but recite everything as she is asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance. Are you all right?
Exasperation soon replaces a dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Oh boy.
Someone?
Not gonna
You
believe
mean
her.
a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head, yeah. It wasn't Rose that called her. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still as a trainee. I should show this to the troublesome clients, or just to avoid trouble in general, he advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us both to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really all right? What happened?
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Lady.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump on my head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus BRC promised. But that's completely beside the point, right? Rose gives me a skeptical look, yeah. When I return the cold compass to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railings to steady myself. Hey, but otherwise, I feel just fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
Oh, wow. The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation. If she says no...
All right, you in.
A smile threatens to slip out from me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
A good idea. That's a good friend.
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Yeah. Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us. Her stare makes me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in the scary, negative way. Far from it. Actually, her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be just like her. At her lack of response, she coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my throat at the sight of it, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
Marianne McCulloch. Rayleigh Rose Designs, interior designer. Okay. She hands Rose her business card. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I wouldn't hold it against her, though. Despite the hearsays of the remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Okay. Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to my mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. Too funny. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah, right? She hired me to handle the interior design for their new home.
This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
It is, but...
He pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix to the awkward situation without offending anyone here. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor, or I don't know. We'll check with our supervisor. Relationship status updated. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it. Okay.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
Okay. Let's check our relationship status here. Isabella here. Obviously, she can't have a relationship with herself. Hannah, not a good relationship. Zachary, pretty damn good. Marianne, and Becca. And then Ashton and Luke. Okay, so we haven't played any of these other characters, so that is that.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the last 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact.
Nope.
However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I vanished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'd surely understand.
I thought something looked odd. Excuse me, I need to call my secretary.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
And with a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. Good job, us. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me for doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxborn office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if for some reason something has already been decided without my or Rose's acknowledgement. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working so hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCullough returns, looking a little frustrated, but with an apology clear in her face. Yeah, that definitely looks like an apologetic face. I feel a little sorry for her having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here.
Oh boy.
I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Certainly. You can stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
And hurry! We've still got a few minutes to double-check those papers.
Okay, got it.
So, journal updated. 2 of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Let's go ahead and take a look at our journal, guys, catch up on our journal here. So, nothing discovered on Monday, October 17th. Friday, here's today. Before going to the Immigrad Mansion, Isabella Santos dropped by the St. Garati High School to check on Rebecca Gels. The former reminded the latter to take her flu medicine before leaving. On the way to the mansion, Isabella received a phone call from Ashton Frey, reminding her of Zachary Steele's movie premiere that night. Later on, while looking for her missing co-agent, Isabella Santos found a mysterious letter in the Emengard mansion's attic. Driven to fear by what she read inside, thinking it's the place's curse at work, she hurried to leave the place, only to meet a help me letter written in blood, or what we think was blood. And then Rose Cooper, along with a woman who introduced herself as Mary Ann McCullough, found Isabel Santos lying unconscious in the mansion's foyer before the open house start. Unable to recall what happened prior, Isabella insisted on working despite her co-agent's worries about her well-being. Yep, so there you go, guys go. That is what we have for that. However, the best part of this is definitely missing. She didn't say nothing about the fucking creepy-ass, like, zombie or whatever the hell she saw. It was freaky. Anyway, the two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with it a silentness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after having heard all those tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Man, she's already avoiding even thinking about or acknowledging that what happened really happened. Maybe it was her imagination. If that was her imagination, though, her imagination is crazy good. Better to think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except for a small part of my mind begs to differ. And if I'm going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. Absolutely. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm clenching them. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose has asked for me. In just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house. Get the money. Oh boy, here we go again. Alright, it's still in the afternoon, Friday, October 21st. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing at their presence. Men and women of wealth and status all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy suits. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby like in the stories. Those birds will have a field day at this. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate's facade, praisingly, with some arguing about those whose mansion has a superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls out for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her for not wanting to go up above the ground floor after what she saw in the attic. Hearing this, a few wander to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing the old stairs. I can imagine that. And Miss McCullough also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair that she approaches. Damn.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you!
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Oh, you know each other?
Uh-oh.
Not at all, ma'am.
Oh boy.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Things that make you go, Ah, they must be the client she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before. Some magazine? Or on TV? I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two already have. For people who are popular, though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind at all, though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'd say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I'd think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is that we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think about canceling the listing. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so, with papers in hand, I'd lead the way. Okay. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answer them all. More than happy to talk about the art pieces and the architecture mostly. Now, we're not going to talk about the fucking haunted house, are we? However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. I'm surprised if it was so well known that this place was haunted, I would be really surprised that none of these people looking to buy would be questioning that. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxburg knows all about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Oh.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde.
Yeah.
The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
He's really trying to sell it. By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
Uh-oh. And the rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please, please let these guys be the ones. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put in retaining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks, and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off. Or to make it at least look presentable.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up, Mr. Luke Wright. My memory supplies from the forms they all signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place at all. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. It's funny. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. But on a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Truly.
That's a lot of wine.
And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
Well, she is a salesperson, isn't she?
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
There you go.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
Wow. There's a contemplative expression on this Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show some interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Or, I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover most every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had us survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose on how damn big this place is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a possible sale? Maybe. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. The creepy sounds again. It starts off as a small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Oh no. Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing and lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look. The chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out into a cold sweat. Uh-oh. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retract to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I've probably just caught Becca's cold. Just don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer. Until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Oh boy.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah. I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops at this. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? He looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see...
Oh boy.
But we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And
just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who will probably just fill it up with cats.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I mean, she's got a point, right?
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, Ma'am Hana. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
I mean, I wouldn't argue with her. You want to sell the place. You're trying to sell this haunted mansion for your incentive bonus. Like, I wouldn't argue with her at all. I'd be like, we could get this done today. The weekend's coming up. You want this place? Let's sign it. Let's go back to my office and sign the papers right now. Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what the hell is wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about money moving, or why is she talking about moving in already? Like, why the hell are you double thinking it? Like, say, let's go out of here, get the hell out of this haunted mansion, go back to my office and sign the deal.
Well, I'm more of a dog person. But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Aww.
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us.
Absolutely. Let's get out of here and go sign the papers, like I said.
Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
Like I said, let's go.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when I hear her nails dig into my shoulder. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
And she wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
It's Isabella.
Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
Oh wait, oh no. Not the note. Not the help me note with blood. A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply. Right when she had a sale? How did she get that?
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled.
Damn.
But I'm sure you'll know what to do with all walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, somehow that helped me letter got put into your paperwork. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression.
Right?
Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't even hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter, in my hands. The sides crinkle in my grip and my breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose's group joined us in the parlor. I want nothing more to say. I want nothing more than to say that, no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place, now. Because I remember everything as clear as day now. This letter and that woman up in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless. I've been so careless. How do I even tell them that without looking like I've just gone completely mad? Should I even tell them? I'm gonna say don't show them the letter. Let me see. Yeah, we're not gonna show them, but they probably... Rose probably needs to know since she's a fellow realtor. Fuck, man. I don't know, this is a tough decision. Show the letter to Rose. I blurt it out before I can even think twice about what I'm going to say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Rose casts a nervous glance at the people in the room. More still engaged in conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in our group's direction have been given her trademark selves woman's smile. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Without even taking a glance at it, she just folds it back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important. Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose could even open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both our shoulders, pulling the two of us a distant closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion. Especially darling little Lily here.
It gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze, with an unscrutable smile spread across his face.
It's Isabella, sir.
Wow.
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Oh wow. Busted. The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the scowl on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It's also impossible to miss the displeased frown of Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose the cell because of my outburst instantly dawns on me now. Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble, and Rose can be quite unforgiving for behavior like this. I'm almost at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler. Her eyes are softer, and a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands. A small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless. More as an automatic response than any desire to have that damn thing back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling that one day or another, it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
Oh boy.
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery. But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
Yeah? My mind stops.
What? Wait, no, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
Wow.
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not.
Yeah?
The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
She clasps her hands together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do understand, to some extent, but that doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself, at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know now.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment.
Yeah.
He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
At the memory, we both burst into helpless giggles, earning us strange looks from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget any mishaps that happened. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose does have a point. It's better for me to step out on this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
Yeah, true.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, it's pretty bad, Isabella.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere. Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
She's gone before I can voice one word of a complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merrily enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathered some ways across from me is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. Little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing for the past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need to take a break. Maybe this afternoon's hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've been told, but he did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back, and he offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the living hell out of me, it's that. Well, whatever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. And there's Rose's offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Shit!
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City.
Oh boy.
Baggers, watch out,
What?
can't
Shit,
beat
how
me.
loud is this
Looking
thing
for
even?
trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly
A sharp
for an Asian
ringing
guy.
fills the entire
Sup,
hall,
I'm Ash
disrupting
from
the
Deluxe
pleasant
City.
quiet that has
Baggers,
settled.
watch out, can't
Soon
beat
enough,
me.
heads
Looking
begin to
for trouble?
search
Better not
for the
lie.
source,
I'm a
mine
cool
included.
dude, pretty fly for an
My
Asian
eyes
guy.
dart around the small
Sup,
crowd
I'm Ash from
before
Deluxe
zeroing
City.
in on a lone
Baggers,
figure
watch out,
crouched behind the
can't
same
beat me.
group of
Looking
old
for
people
trouble?
checking out the
Better not
decors
lie.
moments ago.
I'm a cool dude, pretty fly
He is
for an
facing
Asian
away
guy.
from me, fumbling with
Sup,
something
I'm
in his
Ash from
hands.
Deluxe City.
But
Baggers,
I don't
watch
need to
out,
see his
can't
face to
beat me.
know whose
Looking for
back
trouble?
it is.
Better not lie.
Oh, I'd recognize
I'm a
that
cool
dumb
dude,
park it
pretty
anywhere.
fly for an Asian guy.
And without bothering to
Sup,
end the
I'm
call,
Ash from
I
Deluxe
march towards
City.
him.
Baggers, watch out,
After what
can't
happened
beat
today,
me.
I'm
Looking for
really not in the
trouble?
mood to
Better
deal with
not
this
lie.
now.
I'm
Of
a
all
cool
the times
dude,
to-
pretty fly for an Asian
Of all the
guy.
times to...
Ashton Frey!
Uh-oh. What happens next is something I'll surely regret later for not having recorded.
Ah!
He jumps, lets out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out from his grip. It bounces from one hand to the other in its poor attempt to catch it, before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding crack. I kind of feel sorry for the phone and the floor. But it's not every day you can catch someone like Ash off guard and not get a reaction. And get a reaction. Just damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small, haha. An awkward pause passes between us. A blink. A cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget, while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and his cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I would find that adorable. Endearing even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I
Asshole.
could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For the moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be a more interesting activity than just explaining himself.
Ash,
I could be looking to buy a house.
a mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
True, he's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze. But before I can figure out what has caught his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here now. At my confused look, he drops a hand resting on my arm, like he has touched something particularly hot, and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Okay.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Yeah?
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said...
That's too funny.
Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in my face, because he pauses and gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes though, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want to tell him is what just happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I think I'd ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for his help. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural? He'd never believe those, even if he hears them from a friend. Except, maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he would do is give you an explanation of why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun of you every single chance he'll get. Ashhole, that's funny. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or to Zach. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body, not happening. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
Wow.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
He leaves. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Or the stifling atmosphere. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete, in an awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up to me. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background, whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Help me! Oh God. Help me! I don't look back. Yeah, I don't blame her. We spin the ride back to a Luxborn city in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles on what's a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the furtive glances he's been sending my way are signs, I know there are things that he's been itching to ask since we left that mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. It's a small package that makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
The glare I send him wipes the smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear, he did that on purpose. Ignoring him, I flip the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person. And you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it, because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly. Oh wow. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after, I guess with everything going on, I just forgot it until Ash mentioned it just now. Well, what a nice guy. It's not like the hollow feelings new to me though. If anything, it's just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. And thanks. Then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledgement nod, Ash doesn't say anything after that small exchange. And for that, I am thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca.
That's
Anyhow,
funny.
you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out.
Wow.
Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
Well, he's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is a small laugh. The kind that screams, I'm right, I told you so. I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property.
Yeah, but until you fucked it up.
So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Exactly. Ma'am Hannah in particular didn't look too pleased with what I did. I owe Rose a big apology. I hope he likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
I'm so sure. Is that a happy face? Come on.
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa. Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close it is to the truth made my blood run cold, and my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter in my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and my apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Oh boy.
Like?
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. Yeah, we're just gonna change the subject.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared
From the face of the earth. Alright, quick entry soon, guys. An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it, or because he's really very good at his job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shifting a glance over me and returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the longer route. Oh boy. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
No, she's got a point there.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
He's got a point there.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that. I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head even bigger. Stupid Ash. Stupid Ash hole, right?
All right. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on. Stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are the trimmed down version, only things he can tell. He has always been careful about that. Even in the way he spins his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes on a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it that much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I would definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him even. Well, no, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea, it's still there. Along with the countless others I've let go of. Time passes quickly between us in this manner, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. A small crowd is already formed in front of me at the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxembourg Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year is no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break on the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard. Once, early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Oh my god, that is a big guy.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as to not bump or accidentally hit someone. Typical Zach. As he nears, Ash casually raises his hand in greeting and...
Sup, Z-Man! My main man! What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Somewhere to our left, a girl giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed at how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now, and Zach certainly seems to be as well.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
Huh. There's a fondness underneath his exasperated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I really...
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't
you. Really have no idea.
Sorry guys, I'm getting trigger happy. Anyway, then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding. You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only the two men of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, but both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something illegal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Oh well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's now with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it is true, they've known each other for far longer than any of us in the group. Childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around.
Becca! You're just in time!
I have to lean back a little, with the way her face is almost invading my personal space. But she places her hand on either side of my head to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concern filling in her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
Huh.
How are you? Are you all right?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Oh boy. Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of an emergency. I should have known Rose would call her. I push Becca's hands away from my face, although she lets go, her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Besides me, Ash snickers. I bite back the urge to elbow him in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her, all at once moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield here, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crosses Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand me.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. We're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already know the answer before Becca voices it out. When, at last, she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I pull myself off Becca and get to my wallet for my bag. Oh no. Oh no, please tell me she's not gonna drop the fucking help me note on the floor or something. It's already in Ash's hands before I can even react. Oh no. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both giving the piece of paper an intrigued look.
No! Give it back!
Oh boy.
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but now, I just really wish I had that advantage over him here.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay, now I'm curious.
I'm telling you it's nothing like that. It's...
The rest of my words are lost when he unfolds the paper. Wow, he really respects her a lot, right? Oh boy. I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides. Clasping them together doesn't do any good. They are still shaking, but I hang onto them regardless. The awful, sick weight that has taken its core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this now? Someone, please. Today is turning out to be a horrible nightmare. Yeah, I feel
Send
bad for her.
this to 5 people or else.
Wow.
Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its content. I don't need to see. I don't want to see. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have just thrown it away when I had the chance. That way...
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I am surprised at how steady my voice is now.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Oh boy.
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up.
There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatch the letter out of Ash's hand and stuff it in my bag, with more force than necessary. I am tired. I got cursed, I saw a ghost, probably lost a cell, Got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm absolutely crazy. To top it off, there's a dull ache in the back of my head begging for a little attention, and I can't afford to give it right now. Honestly, there's only so much stuff a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, curl up in my bed, and never think about today again. But before I can take a single step away from the group,
Guys!
Zach rarely ever raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca, whatever harsh words yet to come out of the argument, immediately die in our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Yeah, I agree.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Yeah?
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. Ash, for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has always been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Becca too, I'm pretty sure there's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempts to lighten things up, or Ash and Becca's accusing gestures, the tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept it to myself, at least went with the idea that it was a prank. If I did, things might not have turned the way they did. No sour mood and no bad vibes. Careless, so careless of me. Maybe leaving is better decision for all of us. Go home? Let's go home. No, let's stay for the movie for the sake of Zach. For the sake of Zach. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and just go straight home. But this is something special to Zach. Something he worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with a few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my own room. And what if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can still see it whenever I close my eyes. And maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what the hell happened, maybe they'll actually listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm hand. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to ditch Zach. The smile is back on his face when I look back at him.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
There we go.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash being vertically challenged has its perks, though.
What was that for?
Huh.
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll... Let's just go.
Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming in both our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
But you'll miss it!
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
One friendly tap on my shoulder, and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. Some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd is already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered towards what happened in the mansion. And to be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again. in his own movie's premiere. Now, the film is just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in the hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'll all get kicked out of here for sure. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out anyway before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us now. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I'd think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in those things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing.
Oh, the house did change hands over the years, from one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. Can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things, and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right, too, however, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or than being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Meet with a priest or meet with a professor? Let's meet with a priest.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around.
Yeah?
I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Thanks, Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. You're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
Yep.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one that she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back from the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind you can only share with people you're the most at ease with. And for the first time today, the letter stays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. So now it's Friday evening, and night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling, full of people. Those about to head home, those about to meet someone, and even those simply wandering about. Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me as how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxborn. I was afraid, too. At one point, back when I was new, I had just set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little more like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly after Beck and I crossed the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends, and Ash? Who knows? He never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Oh boy, to help me again from the letter.
Huh?
Oh boy, what the hell? A sensation. Cold, sickening, drowning. My chest tightening, breathing, becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. And in the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Oh boy, help me. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering and whispering and whispering. Calling out. Help me, please.
No, not me.
Oh boy. Not again.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place and the murmurs are gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just, okay. Sorry, I spaced out.
You always do that.
I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance at the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might just be staring at me. And there's nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. And if I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. I try not to think of the teeny pinpricks of fear crawling at the very pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah, see ya!
Another glance, and with a final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw, I don't know what I heard, and I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give back the normalcy in my life, then so be it. October 22nd, Saturday. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in without warning. I'm falling. And my eyes snap open. Alright guys, I don't know if we are to chapter 2 yet. This is, yeah, I think we're still only on chapter 1. We have a lot of journal entries that we haven't caught up with here yet. But here, guys, I think we're going to have to save this here. I'm about over 2 hours into this. And we're going to go ahead and save this game here. And we're going to pick this up in the next live stream on the Moonshine, which I'll probably do here soon. But